set the whole night aside just for you.
Did you bring your sleeping bag? I didn't. I've been told by several colleagues to expedite tonight.
This is the August 2nd work session of the Wicomico County Council. We are continuing to review the Wicomico County Comprehensive Plan. Mr. Hall is here to review chapters 8 through chapters 14. Is that correct?
That
Mr.
is
Keith
correct.
Hall.
Mr. Keith Hall.
Keith
Not
Hall.
to be confused with Councilmember John Hall.
John Hall, yes.
Your father.
Thank you.
In good company.
Thank you.
Good evening.
Good evening.
It's been a while since we've last spoken or discussed the draft comprehensive plan, so I just wanted to kind of take a few steps back and go over the territory we've covered to date. Over the past few meetings, or when we first started having meetings on the comprehensive plan, staff took an extensive amount of time with council trying to explain what the comprehensive plan is, what the purpose of it is, why it's required, some state planning requirements that have to be met now as it relates to a comprehensive plan. We talked about the process of developing this draft comprehensive plan. It is important to note this is not a complete rewrite. This is an update to the 1998 adopted Wicomico County Comprehensive Plan, as well as some other discussions that got into some more nuances about some of the new regulations. If you recall, we had extensive conversations about whether to incorporate a draft tier map into the comprehensive plan as currently drafted, as well as what would be the plan adoption process. At this point, we've gotten through the first 5 chapters of the plan. They include a introduction, development goals and objectives, community profile, where you're going to find out information about the county regarding socioeconomic and demographic data, housing data. And then we started getting into some of the more meaty chapters of the document, including the sensitive areas chapter, which is really looking at how do you preserve the natural environment and environmental features as you continue to develop and grow over the next 15 to 25 years. And we ended with the water resources element, which was really looking at analyzing the availability of potable water. Again, one of the common themes you're going to see within any comprehensive plan is it is your policy document for future growth and development. Well, you're not just looking at that from a land use perspective of where you want buildings to occur, where you want residential areas to occur. We also have to look at it from a facilities-based perspective. At which point, when we left off, we were going to go into, as you just discussed, Mr. Can, chapters 8 through 14. Given the extensive volume of information that is contained in this document, which is much like an encyclopedia, there's something in here for everyone, but not everything is going to be applicable to what someone's interest is or what they're trying to find out. I figured it would be best to give an overview of the major components of each chapter. At any time, council members, please stop me to ask questions, whether regarding a specific recommendation or looking at it from clarification about a data set that's being analyzed.
All right. I think what we could do, if you would run a review just give an overview of each chapter and ask if there's any questions, and then we'll go to the next chapter. That help?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I think that's a great process.
Okay.
To ensure that we're being timely tonight, I made sure to bring my cheat sheets. Again, we're trying to synthesize a 200 and some odd page document
Sure.
in a short amount of time. Keeping in mind, again, not to be repetitive, the majority of this document is policy related. There are considerations that may come in front of this council at a future date for capital programming, and the real regulatory component of this document is as it translates from land use to zoning. When you make land use changes subsequently, once this is adopted, we'll go into a comprehensive rezoning.
Okay.
We won't worry about land use this evening. We're going to get to that soon. Going into chapter 8, you're going to find information about all various modes of transportation that we have in Wicomico County. You're going to find information about the highway network. You're going to find recommended roadway improvements for various intervals of time, near, mid, and long-term improvements, again, to support future growth and development. You're going to find information related to the railroad system, air transportation, waterborne freight, Again, this is more just data related, tonnage, things of that nature. The transit system, as Mr. Roser discussed earlier tonight, bicycle and pedestrian facilities, water trails, scenic byways, things of that nature. A quick overview of some of the implementation strategies and why they're important for your consideration is when you look at the roads, the proposed roads that are recommended, new roads. These new roads are going to be necessary to support the projected future and growth of development within Wicomico County in designated growth areas, not only future, but areas that are existing that are continuing to grow over the next 15 to 25 years. Just because they are recommendations in here, they're unfunded. They're unfunded until they come in front